What's up, everybody? I'm Bill Allen, a real estate investor out of Nashville, Tennessee, and this is Seven Figure Flipping Q&A. All right, we got some great questions that came in. Here's the next one. How can you flip a house without using any of your own money? So how do you flip houses without using your own money? Great question. One of my favorites to answer. When I got started, I was confused about this too. I thought I would go to the bank, I would get a loan, or I had to save up a bunch of money for a down payment, all of these different things. And I couldn't be further from the truth. It was definitely a mental hurdle that I had to get across. And I hope the answer to this question helps you get over that same hurdle. There's a lot of different ways that you can flip houses without using any of your own money. The first one is the one that I used in the beginning. So I found friends and family that were interested in investing with me. So I did two things. I paid all cash for the house, but what I did was I took a loan for my 401k. So I was a military guy. I had a thrift savings plan, TSP. I took a loan, I had over $100,000 in there, so I could take half of it out. I took a $50,000 loan on my 401k. And then I had some friends and family that invested some money, and I used that money to buy the house, fix it up. And then when I sold it, I paid back my loan on my 401k, paid back my private investors with interest. They were like 5 or 6% interest, just flat interest on a balloon. So I paid them at the end, and everybody was happy. They were happy getting their return. My 401k got paid back with some interest, and then I got to keep the profits, which in my case, that one was $43,000. The next house, I did something very similar. I used another 401k loan. I used some friends and family money at a very low interest rate, and I renovated that one. Basically, in that case, I had some of my money, right? My $50,000, but you could raise all the money from friends and family and your warm network. Okay, let's say you're like, okay, Bill, well, you have some friends and family that had money. I don't have any friends and family that have money. Okay, there's another way to do it. So what I do now is some people come to me without money, and I have some money now. I'm at the point in my career where I've made some money. I have some money in the bank, some cash. And what I do is I put all the money in, and they do all the work, and I keep half the profits. They keep half the profits. It's called a joint venture. So we do a joint venture split where I'm the money partner, and they find the deal, and they work on the deal, and they renovate the house and do all the work. When I got started, after those two deals, I wanted to scale my business. I was doing like 3 or 4 at a time. My friends and family money was tapped out. My 401k, I just didn't have enough to do a lot more than one deal at a time. So I found a partner in California, and through the Seven Figure Flipping Network, I met him, and he financed all the deals on the other side because I didn't have money at the time. So that's another way to do it. There's a third way to do it, which our Seven Figure Flipping members, our Runway and Altitude members, and the members of our mastermind love, is we've partnered with a hard money lender, and they provide 100% of the purchase and 100% of the rehab cost for our members. So a hard money lender is also another way that you can go. The points and interest and some of that stuff's a little bit higher than paying private money or doing a joint venture. But to be perfectly honest, the joint venture on my first deal, if I did a 50-50 split with somebody on the first one where I made $43,000, the second one I made $45,000, I would have paid them a lot of money for their money. So a hard money lender, private money where you can get 5 to 6%, and there's even some banks that will lend on fix and flips. So usually regional and local banks will do it. So lots of different ways to do it. The only thing stopping you from figuring out how to use other people's money instead of your own is your belief system and your mindset. You think that it's not possible. You need to save up all the money. So don't think that way. There are lots of different ways to do it. We talk about it right here on the channel to get deeper in some of these specifics. So make sure that you subscribe, hang out with us. And hopefully that helps and answers your question and changes your mindset. You don't need any money actually to do this. The other thing, if you want to wholesale the contract, you can take the contract, get a house under contract, sell that contract to another investor, make the profit in the middle, and step out of the deal, let them renovate it, come up with all the money too. So lots of different ways where you have options. The key is finding off-market distressed properties at a discount. When you do that, you can handle and you have control of the deal. You can figure out how you're going to make money. Hope it helps. All right, I got another question here. It says, what should you do if the seller asks for proof of funds? So the seller asks for proof of funds, like you're going to pay cash for my property. Let me see proof that you have the cash. So a lot of times, most of the time, sellers don't know to ask this or don't think about it. So it might be a realtor or somebody else in their world that's getting in their ear to say, oh, you better make sure that they have proof of funds or they have the money, those kind of things. So there's a couple ways to handle it. There's some sales techniques and discussions and negotiations to kind of shift the conversation to, a lot of times they're in distress, they need help, and you're there to help them. But I wouldn't shy away from it. I wouldn't be like, we show proof of funds all the time. If somebody asks us, it's actually one of the things that we use as landmines for other wholesalers and other flippers that might not have a lot of money or have been doing this a long time. So we say, has the other wholesaler that you might be working with shown you proof of funds? So we might be one of the reasons why they're asking you. So if you're a bigger company or if you're smart, you will figure out how you can stand apart. You can stand out from the crowd and look like a more professional or better person to work with and deal with than your competition. So, and we're not saying, throw stones at somebody else, but we do this. Do the other people that come in here, are they able to show you proof of funds? Have they done 800 houses in the last 5 years? Can they go on their Facebook page and see all their reviews? Can you see all your Better Business Bureau reviews, all the things that we do? So if they ask you for that, very simple. Say, oh yeah, no problem. We can handle that. I'll get you some proof of funds. It'll just take me a day or so to go back to the computer and get that set up and get together. And then what you can do, there's a couple options. You can reach out to a private lender and say, hey, could I get a bank account statement from you and a letter saying that we're going to partner on this deal? You could reach out to a hard money lender like Kiavi. We work with Kiavi all the time. Used to be Lending Home, if you're familiar with them. They just changed their name. So if you go to them, you might be able to get a line of credit. So you put in an application, I want to start flipping houses, and apply, and then they'll give you a letter that says, we're going to work with them. We will provide, so we have a $5 million line with them. So I can show them that up to $5 million, they will fund all of our transactions. Just like a bank loan. Like when you bought your house, probably, you got a bank that gave you a pre-approval letter. Same thing from them. The other one is online. There are transactional funding companies that will give you a free letter for funding. And do not pay for this. I would trade maybe my name and my email address for a free one so they can market to me. There are companies out there that will give you a free transactional funding letter. So it's a proof of funds letter all over the place. You might have a buddy or a friend or somebody in your network, like inside Seven Figure Flipping. Sometimes we get people inside of our mastermind that say, hey, I need a proof of funds letter for $1 million. I'll say, hey, here you go. Here's one of my bank statements, and I'll write a letter saying I'll work with you on that. I'll be one of the partners. So just try to figure out, be creative, try to figure that out. But there's online resources, there's other lenders that you might have, and there's hard money lenders that can provide these for you. So don't shy away, don't get stuck, or don't get concerned, don't turn red when they ask you for that. Just be cool, be calm, and say, yeah, I can get that for you, no problem. And work on it, go out, work on it for about a day, get it back to them, and then continue doing business. But usually that's an objection that needs to be covered. That's a sales thing that you might need to work on too. Is like, why are they asking for that? Do they not think you're professional? Do they not think that you can get the deal closed? What are some of the triggers that are causing them to ask for that? And then go deeper and uncover that. But we'll talk about that more when we get to the sales pieces. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope these answers to these questions helped you, especially with money. It's one of my favorite things to talk about. I did something called the 500K Challenge. It is all about raising money for your business. I think it will help you. If you had these questions, if they helped you, you can go to 500kchallenge.com and check that out. One of the best things that I ever put together. But your time is really important. I appreciate you spending it with me on this episode, and we have more episodes just like this. Hang out on our YouTube channel. Make sure that you subscribe, hit the bell, get alerts and notifications anytime we drop a video like this. We drop these videos on a regular basis. So I really appreciate you hanging out with us. Follow us on social media, anything Seven Figure Flipping. We've got a podcast, everything like that. Events, you name it, we've got it, and we're here to help if you need it. So I really appreciate it. I had a great time. And if you have a question and you want us to answer it on this channel, in the description, there is a link that says, if you want to ask your question, click this link. You can put your information in there, ask a question, and on the next episode, I'll be answering your questions about flipping, wholesaling, and everything real estate right here on the Seven Figure Flipping YouTube channel. Thanks. See ya.